All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the Awesemo.com live before lock show. Where we'll be taking you through the day's 14 games. Pretty much every team in baseball, besides a couple. I guess they're all active today, but only 14 are involved. I'm Chris Spags, joined by my pal, the baseball savant, Mr. Jake Hari. Jake, how are you doing on this fine Tuesday?
Doing well, doing well. Big slate. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see how this plays out.
Somebody's saying rain, go away in the chat. I guess that's as good of a lead-in as any. What are you doing with the weather on the slate tonight?
So the weather is in Tampa and New York, right? Boston and Philly. Minnesota, I guess it's supposed to rain here. Washington, St. Louis is fine. I'm playing everything right now. I'm not like worrying about the rain right now. I don't have a lot of pitchers going in any of those games anyways. So, like, I've got some Vargas, some Happ, but, like, I guess some Baraki, too. Like, that's a whole nother story. He just keeps popping up for me. I don't know why, but that's what happens when you start crunching.
Your favorite guy.
No, I don't like Baraki, but at least it's a good matchup, right? So, I mean, it's okay against the Royals, who suck, but, yeah, I'm not doing anything with the weather. Are you? Are you worried about any games?
Yeah, I'm not super worried about it. It seems like everything that I've said, or I've seen rather, seems to say that all the games should be playing. There might be a few delays here and there, but it seems like the expectation is everything's going to play, so I'm just writing it as it is. I don't see any reason to deviate too much.
Yeah.
What are you doing? We talked about pitchers a little bit. What are you doing overall at pitcher tonight?
Yeah, so it starts with Verlander, right? So if you can fit him in, I mean, I think you should try to get him in. He's by far my highest projected pitcher. Just a really good matchup against Colorado, who is obviously outside of Coors. He's the safest option. He's the highest upside option. The ownership is well warranted for him. And then after that, like, I don't love anyone. I do have some Corbin, and I'm over the field on him. Just a really high upside spot if he can keep the ball from being put in play a lot. Texas does have a lot of strikeouts in that lineup, some lefties too. If he gets, I mean, he could easily get crushed here, but I think he's worth a shot. Like, just massive upside if he can get strikeouts here, and he's 11-9 and no one's going to be on him. So those are the two guys I'm going to up top for the most part. Then I have kind of Happ in that mid tier, Anibal Sanchez. And then on the low tier, it's like Hardy, Baraki, Brett Kennedy. I like quite a bit at that price, and Jaime Barria.
So yeah, I'm playing too much Brett Kennedy. Brett Kennedy also picking up a fair amount of ownership, obviously given his price. The logic, I guess, and I think we're probably going to have the same logic for playing Brett Kennedy. Swing strike rate pretty good, chase rate pretty good. So the things that could indicate more success are there, but boy, did he get shelled in that first outing. Everything else is red besides his swinging strike rate and his chase rate.
Yeah, it's like you look at the results. He gave up 3 homers. That was in Milwaukee, so obviously tougher to pitch there than in San Diego. It's like maybe the second best park to pitch in. Petco is. So I'm just hoping that we see more of the swinging strikes and the chase rate and stuff. I'm not super confident that he's going to be like a great pitcher or anything, but as a pick'em game in a good park against a team that probably won't have Trout or Ohtani. So sign me up for some Brett Kennedy for under 5K.
Yeah, I'm with you there. How about perennial Josh favorite Jason Vargas, who is in, a pretty decent matchup besides the team total. The team total for Baltimore is pretty good. But overall, on a strikeout basis, it seems like this would be the day to go Jason Vargas. Are you going any Jason Vargas at all?
I ended up with too much Vargas right away. I'm still crunching a couple more times as these lineups come in, but just a really good matchup against Baltimore. They've been a lot better as of late, so it's not like they're just a pushover matchup. But even, I don't know, I think that's just variance, like making them look good over the last month or so. Their hitters don't look very good individually to me against lefties, so I don't hate Vargas. He's 5,200, right, and he's in a good matchup. He can get strikeouts. He's shown that he's got a little bit of upside when he's priced this low, so he's fine.
Yeah, I think you're hoping that you get the the Josh approach to him, which is that you get 10 points from him and he gets, what is he going to get you? 5 strikeouts, probably give up 4 runs. That seems like about what you would hope for from him. Maybe the best version of that. So I don't mind him tonight, especially if he's going to be 1% owned and Brett Kennedy's going to be 20% owned, like our projections currently have. I think if you were going to play Jason Vargas, tonight would be the night. I'm not going to say Jason Vargas is a stellar play. If you were going to play him, I think this is the time to put on your Jason Vargas hats.
Agreed.
Sure, in mass production, lots of Vargas fans out there. Corbin, I think, is interesting too. I like that you mentioned him. I worry a little bit about the matchup because he just doesn't. I mean, he gets hit hard regardless, and he's in Texas now, presumably getting hit even harder. So I've been worried. I'm a little worried about him. But at the ownership percentage, I mean, if he's going to be under 5%, I think that does make sense. But it seems like there's a lot of risk on Corbin.
Oh yeah, tons of risk. Like you look at how Texas has fared against lefties for the season, but over the last month too, 208 ISO, 113 WRC plus, but 23.5% strikeout rate. It's probably going to go one way or the other with Corbin in that like he's going to either give up a ton of hard hits and probably be out of this game pretty early, or I could see him going like 6 innings and like he legitimately has a chance for double-digit strikeouts if he's rolling here.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think you're on the right track there. What about stacks? Which ones are coming up the most for you tonight?
Yeah, so 4 main stacks for me tonight. It is Cleveland. Oh, the Yankees, the Indians, the Nationals, and the Dodgers. So I just love the Nats lefties against Gant. He's giving up almost 60% hard contact to lefties this year, which is absurd. They got Matt Adams in there. Me and Josh wanted him in there earlier today, so we were granted Matt Adams. Haven't seen the Dodgers lineup, but I'm assuming it's Taylor, Turner, Machado, Kike, Kemp, like the normal guys. And I just like targeting righties against Suarez, especially when he's on the road. And then Yankees, I'm assuming Beeks is coming in, and they just smack lefties around at home. I read off the numbers this morning, so I won't do that again, but I love Stanton and Hicks especially. And then down the lineup, we've got Andahar and Torres, who I like a lot. And then just lefties against Saul Romano is just cash. Like, Saul Romano is really bad, especially against lefties. And Lindor, Ramirez, 2 of the best hitters on the slate. So that's a pretty easy one for me to fill in hitters around them.
So yeah, I like that you mentioned Washington. The team total there kind of worries me a little bit, and I think I've been more inclined to mini stack them just because of how low that total is. For me, like I like more of a going with a Soto Murphy kind of pairing, maybe Harper as well. Harper's been hitting the ball. I was telling Jake about this before we went on the air. In part because of our boy Sean V, I have set up a page of my comparison tools to track recency bias things, so to see who's been bad lately. One guy who jumps out who's been really bad within the last 14 days, Matt Adams. It's been awful. WRC plus of 33 in that period. He's only got on base 207. So just something, if you are making that stack, Matt Adams has been pretty bad. But the other parts of that lineup have been really good. Bryce Harper in particular has been really raking lately, getting on base 464, hitting home runs 7% of the time lately. So, yeah, I don't know. Just trying to bring another layer in there just because stupid Sean B has been right so many times lately.
Well, Matt Adams has only started let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's only played or started 5 games in the last 2 weeks. So it is a really short sample with him. But I think you can take some stuff from shorter samples, but I try not to let it affect me too much for baseball, especially.
Yeah, and I agree. No, and I mean, obviously the matchup with Gant, like you mentioned, versus lefties, that is his weak spot. I would avoid the righties in that lineup, though. I just don't think it's the right place for them. And that probably is also what would lead me more to go with a micro stack. Can you explain why Osmo had the Nats so low on the top stack percentage article? That's right. If you're a premium member of Osmo.com, Alex's article for the day is his top stack percentage, in which he breaks down the likelihood of each stack being the top finisher amongst the day. The Nationals, I would presume, are so low because it's a very low total, I would think. I mean, it's 4.3 runs, last I saw.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be the main factor of it. But I mean, ownership-wise, it is still there, but that'd be the reason you would fade it, I would think.
Yeah, it's ownership and just Gant against lefties. I can't get over that near 60% hard contact. That is amazing to do that, and he's got like a 226 BABIP. I think he's been really lucky, and I'm hoping this is the regression game. It's not great hitting weather in St. Louis. Like, it's fine, 73 and some winds side to side, but these hitters just, they've got massive power, and if they're squaring up Gant like he's been squared up this entire year, especially the lefties, I think they could have a field day.
Very appropriate word choice, given that we are playing baseball. But, I'm with you on there. I think that is a matchup to target. Maybe Vegas is wrong, and I think that is one that jumps out as being underneath where people are going to eye it. And the ownership is not there at all. So I think even if you want a one-off Bryce Harper too, I wouldn't hate that. There's a lot of ways to slice that up to get some value. What other stacks do you feel like are a little undervalued? Also, we should point out we are going to do home run picks in about 12 minutes. Yesterday, everybody hit a home run. So if you, in fact, did make a lineup with all of our guys in one stack, you would have had a free 42 points plus. So what a night.
What a night is right.
Yeah, I thought I was screwed, and then Jerko hit one at the end of the game, and then the Jong hit one to win the game. It was really like all that Cardinal stat came through last minute just by the skin of their teeth.
There's a lot of Paxton talk in the chat. So, are you playing Paxton?
I am not playing Paxton tonight. No, I just I don't see the point when it's 14 games. I mean, I get it. I get you want to go into a spot with him, but Oakland seems like a winnable place to be. Didn't do it for me. The team total combination and just the matchup didn't do it for me.
Yeah, it's just like the individual hitters, like Kana, Pinder, like so their top guys, Chapman, Semi, and Davis, Lowry. Like, we know they're good hitters or whatever, and then you look at some of these other guys. He gets 9 righties, and Kana and Pinder, Piscotty. Like, I have all these guys being pretty decent hitters against lefties too. So I don't know that Paxton's got huge upside here, and I think Corbin does. So it's just a nice ownership pivot for me for $800 more. It's not like I don't hate Paxton as a play. I think he's fine. If you're playing cash, that's probably fine. Although I don't play a lot of cash, so I probably shouldn't be giving a ton of advice about that. But Paxton seems somewhat safe. I don't think he gets blown up or anything. I'm just not playing him in GPPs.
Yeah, for me, I think you have Happ and Wood, who are cheaper. I think that's those are places that I went to more so tonight. Happ especially. I mean, the ownership definitely would be a little more beneficial towards Paxton, but I'd rather take the savings. And I think, also just Happ is going against the worst team, so I think that's also part of my decision-making process there. But yeah, I think Paxton is only if you're mass multi-entering, you want to get some exposure to him just to be different. Yeah. But otherwise, I'd rather go to some of the other places that are. I mean, even Mike Fiers. I mean, Mike Fiers has been okay lately, and has the same Vegas total as Paxton does. Actually, a better one.
Yeah.
Wait, never mind. Misreading that.
Good old Fiers.
Yeah. Not crazy about Fiers, but I mean, just playing the total game, like there's enough guys down there who are going to have pretty safe performances as well. So why go to Paxton? Yeah,
I agree.
Let's see. I wouldn't trust Paxton. Didn't Paxton strike out 13 last time against Oakland? Yeah. I'm more concerned about the bats tonight and getting those guys right.
I just don't see big upside. Like, if Paxton does it and you got him, congrats. Like, you win. I just, looking at the matchup, if I'm looking for crazy strikeout upside, it's Corbin. And they're in the same price range for me, and I can't get exposure, at least a lot of exposure to all these guys. So it's Verlander and Corbin for me. But if Paxton's your guy, then by all means. Like I said, I don't think he's a bad play or anything.
Brandon Mowbray asking, am I crazy for loading up on Betts, JD, and Moreland? I don't think you're crazy. In fact, I like the Boston stack a lot tonight, especially when I saw the ownership on Pivetta. I think Boston's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can get Boston at low ownership, they're pretty much always in play for me. So they're just so good, man. Like, they're just deep. It's deep up top, so maybe not deep is the right word, but just stacked up top. I think that's a better way to put it. They're top 6 right now. Low run total, that's going to get people off of them. They're still priced very highly. Pavetta's had a couple blow-up starts this year, and when he doesn't have it, he's going to get hit really hard. When he does have it, he's not going to be hit very often at all. So taking that risk for the Red Sox and paying up to be contrarian, I think, is a smart strategy.
And if we are playing the recency bias game, Betts getting on base over 50% of the time. Benintendi getting on base about JD's getting on base 51%. Betts getting on 54%. Benintendi getting on 41% of the time. These guys were really doing a good job getting on base and raking some of the better performances over the last 2 weeks as well. So they would probably be the Sean V favorite for the night. I don't know if I want to make these picks for him, but based off recency bias, they look really good.
Soto.
Are you off?
Never mind. We're not doing
Are you off
either.
J due to the weather? Any sort of weather concerns arising for you as we go?
I'm not off Hap for the weather. I'm playing all these games as if they're gonna play. It looks okay to me, so yeah, I'm playing all these games.
Who is that asking about? That's Tamara Green saying the Mets bats are dirt cheap versus Cashner. Cashner, a guy who we target a lot. Are you coming up with any Mets bats tonight?
I mean, they're not really dirt cheap. Rosario, I think, is a perfectly fine play, as is Conforto, but Nimmo is 5,400. Flores 4K against a righty. I think there are better spots, but if you're getting like McNeil and Rosario and you can fit them in, anytime you can stack against Cashner is fine with me. But no, that I'm not getting a lot of Mets.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're not. I guess the top of the order is a little cheap, McNeil and Rosario, but yeah, if they're over 10% owned, I get wanting to go against Cashner, but Cashner's not as bad as some of the other pitchers on the slate in terms of getting really bombed. I think he has a reputation for being really bad, but I think he's just kind of bad. We're going to go with that.
I don't like Giolito, Justin. I'd rather go to like Kennedy or someone down there. Is it crazy to attack Porcello with a full Philly stack? I do have some Phillies, so I don't think it's crazy. I don't think I have full. I think I have just mini Philly stacks because I'm focusing on 4 main ones. But yeah, I mean, I like the matchup for Santana, Hoskins, and Asdrubal Cabrera, so I have no issue with that.
What are your 2 top bats for tonight? That's awfully specific, Rob McGrath. I don't know. Don't know how to answer that one.
Giancarlo Stanton and Bryce Harper.
There you go. That's fair. It's the 2 best players in baseball. It's all probably always going to be around the top 2. Any Baraki love? I guess let's talk more. Let's dig deeper on Ryan Baraki.
Yeah, it's just a price thing. He's just survived so far, and it's a really good matchup against Kansas City. They're just no good at all. Besides Merrifield, I like a lot, and Salvador Perez I think is a fine play as well. But Baraki's done a good job surviving, and I guess there's something to be said for that. If he can get you 15 points on DK, I think you're perfectly fine with that. So I don't think he's great, but he's just been okay, and that's all you have to be against Kansas City these days.
Yeah, the argument for Baraki, which is sort of the same one I've had the other times we've discussed him, he just doesn't get beat up that hard. He doesn't give up a ton of home runs. He limits hard contact. You could do a better job of getting soft contact, but overall, he kind of just doesn't get hurt a ton. And obviously against Kansas City, that's a matchup where there's not a ton of bats to be afraid of. I think Baraki can just get through it enough. And if you're fading, let's say, like Kennedy or somebody like that, and you go to Baraki, I think that's sort of logical.
Yeah, that's fine. Kennedy's just 2K cheaper. So,
yeah,
dude, this Angels lineup is disgusting. What is this?
Got Taylor Ward in there.
I mean, this is bad. No Ohtani, no Trout, obviously. Oh,
Upton's been good. Upton's been doing his job lately.
Yeah, Upton has been better lately. Anderson Simmons is okay, but wow, that's bad.
It certainly supports the Brett Kennedy lovers tonight, though I think that's sort of, I mean, the fact that it looked so bad, it kind of makes me think, oh yeah, maybe you should play a little more Angels, because like they do look bad, but they're not going against a particularly great pitcher, at least from what he's shown so far.
You're right. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Kennedy's already gotten blown up once, so who knows? Maybe he just throws meatballs over the plate. I didn't really watch his start, but the swinging strikes and the chases looked good despite the mistakes he made.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think if he is going to snap out of it, the Angels certainly gave him the best possible lineup to do that with tonight. Let's see. All in Kennedy. Oh boy, everybody very big on Brett Kennedy.
I mean, not all in on Brett Kennedy, but I guess if you have one lineup and you play him, then you're all in. But no, not for me.
Yeah, no, look. I have probably maybe 35% Kennedy tonight, just because the price works. He fits a lot of things. And again, I'm not terribly afraid of those Angels, but if everybody's talking about Brett Kennedy, that's the time to not play Brett Kennedy. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Chris, is Cano in tonight? I haven't seen the Mariners lineup, but I think it just
came out. Yeah, he's in.
Yep, he's batting number 2 in the lineup. I mean, not a bad return spot for him getting Mike Fiers.
No, not at all. Yeah, Fiers is whatever. Fiers is going to be better at home because he's a fly ball pitcher, and Oakland really suppresses runs. So, pretty good spot for him. Or, I'm sorry, not a good spot for Fiers tonight at 8K, but like a good place for him to pitch in real life.
Yeah, and he's got another low team total. We saw that held him out last time with the Dodgers, where it didn't seem to make any sense, and then old Mike Fiers comes through. It's a steady, competent performance. Mm-hmm. Who would you target on the D-backs against Gallardo?
You can play anyone you want, really. Gallardo, he's not going to fool you. He's just going to throw like pitches near the plate, and he's going to let you hit it. So Goldschmidt, I think, is the top play. No Pollock. It would probably be Peralta after him. Not a great-looking Diamondbacks lineup. Are they going to go like sneakily under-owned?
It seems like Peralta is right now. Goldschmidt should find ownership, at least based on our latest projections that I have. But it looks like they're going to go a little under-owned, especially at the John Jay, Peralta, Escobar parts of that stack.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have enough Diamondbacks, at least like mini stacks. There are some good plays in here, even if they are really expensive.
Peralta's another guy, too, who jumped off in terms of the recent performance. He's been really good lately, and obviously you never really want to play or pay $5,700 for David Peralta, but getting on base 471, hitting home runs at a 9.8% clip. So Peralta's been pretty good, even though that price is still pretty outrageous for him.
Sure.
Yep. Let's see. Cano is donging first at bat against Fiers. Not a terrible prediction.
I mean, sure. Speaking of dongs, is Josh in the chat yet?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Damn. We might not have Josh for it. He's probably afraid. He's probably afraid to make a pick now that he had his pick. He was still feeling so good about it, and then we just steamrolled him.
Yeah.
Terrified that Josh
it was a fun 10 seconds for him.
It's happened now twice for him in the last week, where he thought he had a home run, was going to big dick us, and then little did he know he was not successful. Yeah. All right, let's make the calls then without Josh. Unfortunately, we'd love to give you Josh's pick, but he is a coward, as we are learning today. He's not showing up for the battle at the OK Corral.
No, he's not. Who do you have? Or do you want me to go?
I'll let you go first.
I can't pick Aaron Hicks twice in a week. So
you can?
No,
might be the
no,
Hicks whisperer.
We got to get some diversity around here. I'll just go. Well, that Yankees game's supposed to play, right? So whatever. I'll go Stanton. I think he's gonna dong, probably off Beeks and Hunterwood.
I am going to back up my contrarian Sox play, going against Nick Pivetta, who's bad versus righties, is one of the highest home run rates versus righties, and take JD Martinez.
Nice. Very contrarian. I like it.
Yeah. You call Josh a coward. Well, Josh pull a Miz talking smack promo against you. Josh loves talking about me when I'm not on the stream with him. So I bring it to Josh all times of day, but especially when it comes to home runs. He needs to be here. Oh, he's been here the whole time.
He's here.
Corey
Corsi, thanks. Yeah. Dodgers
will be a pitcher's article tonight. No, there will not be a pitcher's article tonight, Cesar. It's Osmo does a different one each day, so the one today is for his top stack percentage.
Correct.
All right, Josh, where's the home run pick? We're just waiting on pins and needles.
They moved Puig back. They moved Puig from
lineup
6 to 8. Yeah, God. That's annoying. I like the Dodgers stack a lot.
Dodgers in the lineup, though. That's a surprise. Not a surprise, but a change.
Yeah. Isn't he hurt or something?
Yeah, he was day-to-day. Oh, I like Josh's home run pick. I hate that. I don't like that he did that to me. But
Trumbo, huh?
Josh goes Mark Trumbo. Who was yours again, Jake?
Yankees weather not looking good. Is that right? Who's saying that?
Wait, Jake, what was your pick again for home run?
Mine was Stanton, but I mean, if this weather looks bad, then maybe I'll change it. We'll see. I've got until the end of the show, so we'll see.
All right. JD Martinez, you are in. Josh definitely digging deeper than we are with our picks today with Mark Trumbo. It's a good pick, but we definitely are taking a slightly easier paved road to relevancy than Josh is.
Yeah.
People sleeping on the White Sox and Tigers.
I mean, I don't have a lot of either of them, so I guess I'm sleeping on them. I don't think they're great plays. I like to target against Giolito, but I would like to get better hitters to do that with.
Yeah, Giolito's not been that bad lately. So I think, we've talked about that the last couple times he's been up, where he seems to have turned it around a little bit. Obviously, he's still not a significantly better pitcher, but taking a bad team versus a pitcher who's been sort of resurgent, not really where I want to be tonight.
Right.
Let's see. Trumbo 13th in my model. You heroes are taking the home run chalk. Yes, we are. We are. You have to be brave enough to be yourself. That's what I would say to every child out there.
Is Stanton chalk tonight? Because the Yankees aren't.
Yeah, neither is JD. They're actually, I think we picked players that are pretty low owned. Trumbo might be higher owned.
We got Stanton at like 6%.
I think JD was at like 9 or
jeez. Okay. Yeah, weather in New York, not great.
Yeah, JD's at 6%. Trumbo, unclear what Trumbo is at. I don't have him showing up.
All right, we've got every lineup to work with. The question is now, what do we do with the weather? Let's see.
Time to pull up some radars.
Yeah, it is. Good old AccuWeather.com.
Josh didn't say ownership chalk. Okay, well then ownership chalk is all that matters, Josh. Not home run chalk. You just want to get it right. That's all I care about. Accuracy. Not a game of pride.
Okay, Hap is definitely a risk now.
Oh, no.
There's no doubt about that. More of a risk than I anticipated.
Not ideal.
No, it's not at all, actually. Oh, I'm going to pull some of my Hap ownership.
Mevin Toth thinks it works out.
The
last guy pasted. Or said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. It's circling over, like that could cause some issues.
The quadrant of the spiral is on the dry side, says Nick. We're getting a little granular for, I think, what our knowledge base is here, Nick. But I appreciate the thought.
Yeah, flash flood warnings in New York. Oh boy.
Not ideal.
Gonna be tough. I'm not in love with Hap, anyways. I mean, I like Hap, but it's not like I'm dying to have him. So we'll see. I think I'm still playing the Yankees bats. That's for sure. But
I mean, Nick Davis is really making a compelling argument. At least informationally, he's providing a lot of information that makes it sound like we're safe. But I don't know if that actually is information to trust.
Yeah. I'm playing the bats for sure. I'm probably just going to lower some Hap ownership and call it good. Oh, there's no Chris. What's that?
I'm probably going to stick with my Hap just because the amount of effort it takes to change that out right now would be far too high for me to undertake on the stream.
Fair enough.
It's free advice. I could be wrong, but it's free. That's fair, Nick. Free is the best kind of advice, but premium is even better. Buy Osmo Premium memberships. We don't have a weather guy yet, but if you buy enough memberships, we will. Or Alex's dad or something.
Yeah, Alex's dad, right?
At shortstop, would you do Rosario, Iglesias, or Galvis on DK?
Rosario, Iglesias, or Galvis? Rosario.
I might go Galvis, but I would prefer to go Galvis if you're going to stack against Aria. So I don't know. I guess Rosario. He's hitting leadoff. Can't go against that. Are you fellas on any pirate bats tonight versus Odorizzi?
Not really. I don't think Odorizzi's looked good, but I didn't end up on the Pirates much at all.
Yeah, no Pirates for me either. I played a little bit of Odorizzi, did not play any of the Pirates. West Coast games may finish before the East Coast games do. Yeah, that is the downside of weather, but hopefully most of these games play. That is the thing that I don't know if we're banking on it, but we're hoping.
Yeah. Unless it's a Yankees-Red Sox game, then the East Coast game finishes later than the West Coast game.
Chubster is 2x the field on the Pirates.
So what are the Pirates,
Whatever.
like 1% on? He has 2%?
Yeah, so 2x the field is the polite way to put that. Make it seem like he's got a lot. Let's see. Who's the best catcher for Karen no site game? Karen, we need a site. You gotta be more specific.
Best catcher?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if we're going on a price level, probably Jansen.
Jansen's fine.
It's 6.
I like Grandal a lot. Not Matt Wieters. He's not really popping for me. Sorry, Josh. Jan Gomes I like against Sal Romano. Yeah, catcher is not that great tonight.
Pirates are Josh's number 2 stack on DK.
Really?
That's worth.
Interesting. I don't remember that from earlier today.
Avila, boys. No Avila for me. Best catcher on DK. Yeah, it's still probably Jansen for me, just price-wise. $2,000 on DK. I also like Russell Martin a little bit, but he's twice the price.
Yeah. I mean, anytime you can get a 2K player at a catcher position, it's somewhat appealing.
Arcia is nice. Yeah, Arcia is okay. If you want to play some Angels.
Baraki is just popping everywhere. I don't know what is going on with my model here.
Great deal.
Maybe I should just trust it and just play a bunch of Baraki, but I gotta knock him down a little bit.
I think that's how you should go about it.
I know, but God, this isn't a perfect model yet. Probably will never be, but definitely takes some manual adjusting.
Nah, just ride your Baraki out. Look, what your game is just telling you is just to sit back and enjoy the safety of a nice Ryan Baraki night.
Yeah, the safety. Just like me and all my Brett Kennedy exposure. It's going to be glorious.
That will not be quite as safe.
All my Brett Kennedy, like the Yankees will probably go nuts, and then I'll have like all these Dodgers-Yankee stacks and Brett Kennedy, and Dodgers will get shut out and Kennedy will get rocked. The classic. The late-night hammer that never hammers.
Yeah, Brett Kennedy, I think we're going to end up finding that we have like -10 from Brett Kennedy. whenever you check your phone in the morning, probably, you'll be like, gosh.
No, I got to stay up. When I have this much late exposure, even if a team is dropping like 15 runs in the early slate, I'm like, well, I still got these late guys. I can still come back. And then Mike fires fan 6 out of the first 9.
Probably won't happen tonight, I'm sure.
Am I going away from Baraki due to the weather? I'm not. I'm just going away from him due to I don't think he's great. It is a really good matchup, though. So I'm not going away from him, but I'm just not keeping 30% of him, which is what my model gave me.
Rained in KC, too. Yeah, boy.
You still got an hour for that one too, so you know.
Dodgers, like that. See anything good, chat? Blaine Hardy sucks, right? Question mark. How do you feel about that? Does Blaine Hardy suck?
I don't think he sucks. I mean, he's another one with a really good matchup. The White Sox are striking out as much as anyone over the last month and even further back than that. So, there's some decent hitters in this White Sox lineup, but Hardy he looks pretty good to me, or at least good enough. And he's at home. Probably going to get some run support with Giolito going on the other side. So there's definitely appeal to Hardy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that's, again, a play where you're playing the matchup. If he were a little cheaper, I'd probably have more of him, but I think you're just playing that White Sox matchup, and Hardy's not terrible. I mean, well, he's not good, but he's not so bad that he can't take advantage of the matchup. So I think Blaine Hardy's an okay play, and he's a little under-owned for the competitive matchup that he has.
Yep.
Twins weather. Any concerns about the Twins weather for you?
Looks fine here. I don't know. I'm not concerned about any game besides the Yankees a little bit, but I think I am. I'm still playing some Hap, just not as much as I was going to. And I'm just going to try to get more Verlander in, more Corbin in, and take shots elsewhere in some of my lineups. Anibal Sanchez, I don't think is terrible. He's obviously a safer option, no weather to worry about there in Atlanta.
Josh is 24% Hardy, so there we go. That might be Josh's shitty pitcher of the day. Who knows? Is that more than Kennedy, Josh? Please confirm. Do you guys like Danny Jansen? We've discussed Danny Jansen. He's going to be pretty chalky tonight, but he is $2,000, so sure, it's fine. But obviously going in a different direction than that, if he is going to be that highly owned, probably differentiate your lineups quite a bit.
Yep. Agreed.
28% Kennedy for Josh. Okay. Josh all in on shitty pitching tonight again. Working well for him. Jack's asking, I'm late to the party. Do you still like the Nats, Jake?
I still do. Yeah, they're one of my main 4 stacks. No one's going to be on them, it looks like. And when that's the case and you got a pitcher that gets smashed the way he does against lefties, I am just in for a team this talented and so many good lefties. Is Baltimore stack too risky? It's GPPs. I think stacking against Verlander is probably not the play, but outside of him, like stacking against Verlander, you could make a case for pretty much every other stack.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's baseball, man. Did you find a pitcher that can't hold runners tonight? Well, Cashner's pretty bad at holding runners, just historically. So Ahmed Rosario is cheap. He has 3 stolen bases in his last 5 games. It shows he is fast. 13 stolen bases on the season. So that's my guy who can't hold runners. How many shirt changes have I made today? 1.
People are really critiquing you there.
Someone else asked me about my shirt selection. Like, who's my team? Blackhawks are my team, but I have like a Taylor Hall jersey. The reason I buy other like jerseys or whatever is because of the guy on the back, not because of the team. So I have a Taylor Hall, Connor McDavid, all the studs. So, but the Blackhawks are my team, yeah.
Why is Albie's getting the night off tonight? I don't know. Presume he just needs a night off. A little cold, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you never really know. Sometimes these guys are playing 25, 30 games in a row, and gotta give them a breather at some point.
Would you pay up for Ramirez or Goldschmidt tonight?
Jose Ramirez or Goldschmidt?
Yeah. Both those guys are fine to pay up for.
Yeah, I mean, those are 2 of the best plays on the slate, I think. So I think I prefer Ramirez there, but yeah, there's no wrong answer.
Yeah, I think if you're going to pay up for anybody, those 2 guys are certainly 2 of the better high-priced guys and more reliable high-priced guys. So, yeah. I think if you are going to pay up, those are guys to pay up for. Is this a good position for Gio Gonzalez to get hammered? I don't think he gets hammered tonight.
The Cardinals have been smoking lefties as of late. I know they didn't get to Tommy Milone, but that's just because Tommy Malone's the GOAT. But they have been really hitting lefties well, and they came through at the end last night, even though I don't think it was against the lefty. But Gio is just like a league average pitcher against righties. He's really, really good against lefties, so not crazy about Carpenter, but you could for sure talk me into a St. Louis stack. They're not one of my main stacks, though, just for full disclosure.
Yeah, I didn't go to St. Louis at all tonight, really. And I love St. Louis. They're one of my teams that I do love to visit quite a bit, but I think Gio's going to be good enough for them. The team total doesn't seem to back it out either. They're at St. Louis, which is not a fantastic hitting environment either. So all those factors, I think, are enough for me to not be playing Cardinals tonight. I feel like our live stream is now just picking a Paul Blackburn of the night for the entire hour. So I don't know that that's as relevant a question these days, Makad. But Jake, if you're going to pick the Paul Blackburn pick of a shitty pitcher who might be on with a winning lineup tonight in a GPP, who would you go with?
Well, does Brett Kennedy count, or are we going deeper than that? Because people are going to play Brett Kennedy.
Yeah, go deeper than that, because I feel like we don't know that he's bad.
Oh, boy. It would be Vargas, I think, for me. Vargas.
Yeah, I think it would be Vargas. It would be Vargas for me as well. I wanted, part of me wants to go Sal Romano just to be a little different. Not that I'm playing him a ton. I think I have one Sal Romano lineup out of 20-something. It's probably got to be Vargas.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for making me feel insignificant and small. Makad, you came up with a segment. It's just, unfortunately, the live stream is now deviated where we are just funneling all of our energy to picking shitty pitchers every day now.
That's what you got to do. Just wait till September when we get guys getting called up. It'll be a disaster trying to figure out who's good and who's going to pitch more than 75 pitches and who's coming out early. Yeah. September baseball is not great, but everybody plays it because they got to scratch that itch after they win their football money on Sunday and Monday night.
Thoughts on Souza just to complete the Arizona stack. Souza's been hitting pretty well lately, so actually I like Souza. I think he's a perfectly fine play there.
Yeah, not playing Souza for one-offs, but in a stack. I mean, if you're stacking up the Diamondbacks, I would just full stack it. It's great hitting weather. They have the highest implied total of the night, and we haven't really talked much about them.
No, I mean, to me, they're and their ownership was higher, I think, at the beginning of the day, so I want to say walked away from them. And it's probably they're a little lower owned because they didn't do that great versus Cologne yesterday either. But, Peralta to me is one of the better plays on the board today. Goldschmidt too. I think might not want to go. Actually, no, tonight you probably could go a 5-man stack. It might actually be logical to go 5-man.
I am not. I haven't been running 5-man stacks. I've been running 4-4s, 4-3-1s. I just everybody's running 5-man stacks, so I don't want to have the same lineup construction, and I could still play chalky teams with a 4-3-1, or a 4-4, and hope I get the best 4 guys of the main stack and go from there.
Okay, that's a fair approach, though. I mean, that is one note that they do advocate for. I think that Alex always says it's better to have those 5-man stacks because they're more correlation things. But I guess there is probably a tipping point where if too many people are playing them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Worried about weather for New York one more time.
I'm getting off of Hap.
Yeah,
I'm getting off of Hap. There's possibility for an in-game delay I'm seeing too now. I don't want to mess with that. Not for 9,500. So, or what is he? Is he 95 or 92? I can't. 95. I love the Yankees bats, so I'm staying on them. But the possibility of an in-game delay is a little bit tough for me to swallow, especially when Hap is going to be owned too.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the amount of Hap that I have because I definitely have a lot of Hap. He was my cheaper pivot, but probably end up on Alex Wood then, along with the rest of America. Actually, no, maybe Sanchez. Sanchez or Wood would be the pivots, I think, right?
I like Sanchez as the pivot. I'm just not a big Alex Wood guy, but I think Alex Wood is pretty safe for 14, 15 DK points, but My thing with him is just the upside and that he gets overplayed, kind of like Luke Weaver. So I just play him a lot less than most people.
Kevin Zoe, we do not have any new employees. We have people who are doing a test for the social media manager job, but we do not have anybody who we've hired yet. What late night stack do you like? I mean, I think it would be the Dodgers. I would presume for both of us.
Wait, say that again. Oh, late night?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dodgers for me. Like, overwhelmingly Dodgers.
Rays Yanks delayed to 7:25 already.
Oh, it's going to start at 7:25? They gave it a start time?
Apparently.
Okay. That's a little bit encouraging that they have a start time in mind. So they're waiting out the storm. It's supposed to end around... I would guess it's supposed to end around when the game's supposed to start, so they'll get 15 minutes of warm-ups type of thing. And yeah.
Rays beat what? This guy just typing Rays beat writer. Rays beat writing? What?
He's probably talking about where they got it from.
Oh, he's quoting. Okay, got it. Thought we were talking maybe some sort of long reliever. Who was the long reliever tonight, anyway, for the Rays?
I think it's going to be Beeks, which I love. If like for this Yankees stack, they're going to go under own weather now. They should be fine getting it in. So, I'm all over the Yankees. They're, I think, my most exposed stack.
KC worrisome. Is a weather worrisome rather in KC for you. Taylor needs to know. Sorry, just got it. I feel like you've been posting things for a while, Taylor. So I'm confused. But anyway, how about the KC weather?
Yeah, I'm staying on Baraki, at least for now. And Toronto bats, I have some. But yeah, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one. I would suggest you guys do the same if you have a lot of anything in this game.
The rain, the last one will stop. They may actually just have 2 delays.
Looks like we got some weathermen/women in this chat. I like it.
A lot of people really their lives is learning all the finer points of the meteorological world.
As long as you guys aren't trying to like screw us over or something, it's appreciated.
Why is the approach to GPP and cash so different, Jake?
I mean, the easy way to explain it is in cash, you're looking for floor more than ceiling. In GPPs, you're only looking for ceiling, really. I mean, you want also safety and ceiling, but yeah, you're looking for ceiling plays and ownership. It makes a huge difference in GPPs. So there's a lot of reasons, but that's like the best way I can explain it quickly.
I'm late. What are the home run picks, y'all, for FanDuel? We don't do home run picks for websites, but the home run picks for the day were Giancarlo Stanton, JD Martinez, and Mark Trumbo. So an eclectic mix of chalky home run guys, but not chalky ownership guys.
Just great home run picks, in my opinion.
Great home run picks. Just sometimes you've got to take what's in front of you.
Right.
Can Greg Bird please get a dunk today? Well, not if the weather keeps up, Bo. Conforto. People hyping Conforto a lot, I feel like, today.
I mean, yeah, against Cashner, sure. It's Cashner, so I don't hate that at all. But I didn't end up on a lot of Mets, so I don't know if that's a mistake or what, but yeah, not crazy about the Mets. I think Cashner is one of those guys like James Shields who gets stacked against a little bit too often for my liking.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, there are some guys, I mean, we've talked about this a bunch of times. Some people just always like to go to stack against certain pitchers, and I think kind of do it mindlessly. And I think sometimes those pitchers end up being a little bit less bad than they seem. And I think there are a couple guys tonight who fit that criteria. For me, Cashner is one of them.
I'm super guilty of that. Like when I see Saul Romano's name, I'm like looking for reasons to stack against him. And sometimes it's not the best play, but I still do it. Everyone's got cognitive biases in DFS. You can take advantage of other people's. You have an edge right there.
True. What's Cleveland's ownership tonight? I don't even know what that is.
It's not that high.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're all under 10%. I guess the last such change.
So super appealing. They're one of my main stacks. If I didn't mention that.
Yeah, no, I like them too tonight. Let's see. I'll take the no Harper, Trey Turner, Washington stack for 1,000. I would play Harper in that stack if you're playing him tonight. We've discussed Gant, very bad versus lefties, and Harper's raking.
Yeah. I mean, I would try to get Harper in there. I mean, I would just try to get everyone in there if you're stacking against Gant. I can't believe the Nationals are just going to be like overlooked completely because of the total, but yeah, going up against the great John Gant.
The legend that is John Gant. Does a Seattle stack make any sense?
Seattle stack? It's just such a tough place to hit. Right? There's just so many other great hitting environments on the slate, or at least good hitting environments. Like LA, it's like 80 degrees. And here in Oakland, it's 61. Like, man, that's not really appealing. You've got Fires in the mound. I know he's not great, but it's not like Fire's just an automatic stack against Sky either. I have a healthy amount of Nelson Cruz, but I'm not going nuts on the Seattle stack as a whole.
I don't see any reason to go there tonight again. What if Mike Fiers is the best pitcher in baseball? We just don't know it now.
That Kevin Zhao. That's kind of how I feel about Fiers. He's decent. He's capable of having good starts, as we've seen recently. So, in a good park, it's kind of just a spot I'm mostly avoiding.
Harper over Stanton because of the weather, or would you stay on Stanton?
Oh, I'm staying on Stanton. But those are two of my favorite plays on the entire slate. Chris's home run pick? What was your home run pick?
My home run pick was J.D. Martinez.
There we go.
Yeah. Digging not too deep. But Nick Pivetta, very bad at giving up home runs to righties. So that's what we're riding out here. And also why I love that Boston stack tonight.
I mean, Boston's another one, too. It's just like whenever you can get these teams, the Dodgers, the Nationals, in my opinion, Cleveland, like whenever you can get them low owned and it's like kind of just an average spot and it's a big slate, it's like, man, if you feel good about that team, you should be just going like 5, 6, 7, 8 times the field, because like if they get past the starter, man, they could have a huge day. They're just home runs waiting to happen.
Yep, I agree. So you got 5 minutes left till lock, so get your stuff in. You want to run your credit card, become an Osmo Premium member because you're so stuck for picks. Now's the time. Look up some rankings. Go learn real fast. We also our deal people abused right away. So now you only get a free month of MLB access if you sign up for the year-long membership or whatever season-long membership for NFL. So go do that instead because apparently a lot of people signed up and canceled, and now we can't give out that freebie.
Yeah.
So hopefully you got in early.
Yeah, so thanks for ruining that if that was anyone in the chat. For everyone else. Trying to do a nice thing, and people got to game the system.
I mean, in general, if we give you a deal, the new rule of thumb is take that deal immediately because people will ruin it quickly. I guess the new takeaway.
Do you see Danny Jansen's ownership? We had an update like 7 minutes ago.
I didn't update it. No, what is it?
27%.
It's a good day to fade Danny Jansen, I think.
That's ridiculous for a catcher batting 9th.
Got to get you 8 points.
I mean, in cash, sure, but like, what are we doing there? This guy, right behind Verlander. What are we doing?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's not. Look, it's something to exploit. I think he'll probably be a little lower on. People will come to their senses in the next 3 minutes, I would hope.
I think he's going to be lower at high stakes. Like, the sharp play will be to fade him, I think. No, he's a fine play. Josh, I can't believe you didn't pick him for your home run. Like, you love this guy. You've been raving since this morning.
When is the last viable min price play? No, there aren't a lot, especially on DraftKings. There are not a lot.
Yeah, you rarely see it. A couple of years ago, there were 2K guys, 2,200. I'm pretty sure they used to have like $1,800 players. Like, those were the days, man. Those were the days.
How to get this win, Fish? Look, I think anytime you can fade a skill position guy, it does make sense, but it's still a pretty low threshold for him. So whatever. If you don't love another catcher, I get wanting to fall back and play Jansen. Totally get it.
Yeah, I mean, just he's a price play for me. I know he's good or whatever, but man, 27% at one position is kind of nuts on a night like tonight, unless it's Jose Ramirez, Lindor type of guy. Like Justin Turner, I think I have a ton of him, but yeah.
I agree with you there. He makes value at one walk, basically.
Well, what's value, though? Like, if you're playing tournaments, it's like, I don't know. Value doesn't really do much for me. Because it's such an event-based sport that value doesn't matter all. Like, if you hit a triple, there you reach value times 5. But that, yeah, so...
Matt 1 million. Any Nick Pivetta love, or would you go down to Kennedy? I'm pretty sure there are some options in between there, but I'm not crazy about Pivetta given the ownership we have projected for him.
I need to find this question. What was it?
Nick Pivetta love, or would you go down to Kennedy?
Matt 1 million. Okay. I don't have much Pivetta love. I think he might have snuck in a lineup or two, but it's just such a tough matchup. I'm going elsewhere. I don't want to stack, or I don't want to target against Boston on a, what is this, 14-game slate? Yeah. What's the most you guys have won on a single lineup? Enough.
Yeah, not enough for me to brag about on baseball, but baseball's fun. Acuna hitting a leadoff dong in tonight. I like Acuna, but I think his ownership is probably going to catch up. A lot of touting for Acuna tonight. I think he's in a good spot, though, but I would be probably inclined to look elsewhere. Ownership isn't that bad for us, but yeah.
Yeah. Acuna, he's underpriced based on how he's hitting. Richards is actually worse against righties because he's got that really good changeup against lefties, but yeah, I think ownership will catch up to him, so he's a perfectly fine play. Like, I have some Acuna, but I'm not, like, the Braves aren't one of my main stacks. Week 1 NFL Week 1 NFL rankings. Osmo's, I would assume Osmo has those. We've got a bunch of stuff in store for NFL, so Osmo would be doing stuff. Do you have more details on that, Chris? I'm not even on the NFL side of things, so.
Yeah, they haven't made clear when things are hitting for us yet, but you can get your memberships now. They'll be coming, I would assume, probably next week. I'm out next week, though, so I would assume that. But I think that's where we're going to have as content instead will be that they'll be providing their first rankings or something like that. Okay. We'll find out, but it's definitely coming the next week or two. But it will be in time for week 1, absolutely.
How many unique players do you put in your optimizers, 2 or 3? In Fantasy Cruncher today, on bigger slates, I like to do like 3. That's pretty much as high as I'll go. I know some people do like 4, but I usually just do 3. On shorter slates, I'll do 2 or even 1, depending on the size of the slate.
All right, I think we got enough of everything in. Unless anybody has any late slate questions, just because, but probably won't be.
Yeah, probably not.
All right.
Although we do have late slate ownership projections. So if you guys play the night slates and you're listening to this and you didn't get a lineup in like Chris, you can still make one for the late slate. We have the night ownership projections that come out shortly after the main slate locks. So that's something that we offer. I don't think a lot of other sites offer.
Yeah, go win your money back when you light $8 on fire like I did because I got distracted. But yeah, no, that works. MBosh premium content. You can get an MLB membership, you get an NFL membership, but if you get an all-sport membership, then you'll get all of the above included. So you can get whatever sports you want or get them all in one package. Probably would be better to get them all in one package.
It also, it includes MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, WNBA, the all access. You get it for an entire year, and then if you get the NFL annual, just the NFL season, you get access to MLB as well.
Yep. Yeah, 1 free month of MLB. Yeah. What a treat! All the things that we talk about, you get for free with that. So, go sign up for NFL, but you got to get the season-long package to get that. Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Keep your eye out for the Night Shift podcast. Will be launching on the channel soon. Jake and Josh will be back in the morning with strategy videos, and we'll be back tomorrow with more Live Before Lock. Anything on this night before we go, Jake?
Oh, go Nats, go Dodgers. Late slate. I'll be up late watching my teams take over first.
Yeah, go do something, J.A. Happ. Don't lose your night to the weather. That's what I'm hoping.
There you go.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.